It's 9 p.m. and your dog is already circling by your feet, waiting for the last thing that happens every night before the lights go off. You reach down, give the same quick pat on the head, and head for bed. Your dog follows, flops down with a sigh, and you don't think twice about it. But somewhere in the back of your mind, there's a question you've probably never said out loud. Does my dog actually adore me, or am I just the guy who fills the bowl? That question doesn't make you a bad owner. It makes you an observant one. The real issue is that most of us were taught to bond with dogs through big, loud gestures. Belly rubs on command, wrestling, tossing the ball until our arm gives out. Meanwhile, the moments your dog actually remembers happen in the 10 quiet minutes before bed, and almost nobody uses them right. What if I told you there are 7 things you could do with your dog tonight, each one under a minute, that rewire how deeply your dog trusts you? And by number 7, there's one nightly habit that behaviorists call the single strongest bonding ritual a dog owner can build. If you clicked because of the title, this is that video. 7 nighttime habits, backed by real research, and I'm walking you through every single one. Hey everyone, I'm Jake Sullivan, certified dog behaviorist, and this is the question I get more than any other in my practice. Does my dog actually love me, or is it just routine? The research says the bond is real, and it's deep. A study out of Azabu University in Japan found that mutual gaze between dogs and their owners triggers an oxytocin loop in both species, the same hormone that bonds mothers to newborns. So tonight, we're building a complete nightly ritual around the science of that bond. Grab a notebook, subscribe so you don't lose this, and let's start with the very first thing that happens the moment you walk through the door at night. It starts with your voice. You already have one you use only for your dog, that higher, sing-songier tone that slips out the second you see them, and you'd probably never use it talking to a coworker. Don't be embarrassed by it. That voice is doing real work. Watch what happens. Say something to your dog in your normal, flat adult voice, and you'll get a glance at best. Switch into that warm, high-pitched register, and the ears come up, the tail starts, the whole body leans toward you. Researchers call this dog-directed speech, and a study out of the University of York found that dogs paid significantly more attention to recordings using that exaggerated, high-pitched tone than to normal adult speech, especially when it came from a familiar voice. It's not just the pitch, it's the pitch coming from someone they know. So build this into your evening. The second you walk in the door at night, greet your dog in that warm, higher tone before you do anything else. A few seconds is enough. One caution here. Warm doesn't mean loud. Dogs read excitement and alarm on a knife's edge, so keep the volume soft even while the pitch climbs, or you'll tip a happy greeting into overstimulation. Once the greeting's done, the next habit happens in total silence. Have you ever caught your dog just staring at you across the room, and a few seconds later they let out a long, slow blink or look away first? That's not boredom. That's one of the clearest trust signals a dog can send. Direct, sustained eye contact between a dog and their owner is what triggers that oxytocin release I mentioned earlier, the one from the Azabu University research. In that same study, dogs who held longer mutual gaze with their owners had owners with measurably higher oxytocin levels afterward, and the effect ran both directions. But here's the part people miss. This only works with a soft, relaxed gaze from someone the dog already trusts. A hard stare from a stranger reads as a threat in dog language, not an invitation. So tonight, sometime during your wind down, sit at their eye level, let your face go soft, and just hold a calm, easy gaze for a few seconds. If your dog looks away and comes back, that's the loop working. Don't force it, and never do this with a dog you don't already know well, or with a nervous dog who isn't ready. Now here's where a lot of loving owners get it backwards without realizing it. You come home, you're excited, and you go straight for the top of the head with both hands. Watch closely next time. There's often a small flinch, a duck, a half step back, before your dog settles into it. That flinch is information. Dogs, like most animals, don't love a hand coming down over their face from above. It reads closer to a threat gesture than affection, even from someone they trust completely. What actually works is offering your hand first, low, near their chest, and letting them come into it. Then move to the chest or the side of the body rather than straight over the top of the skull. Researchers who study canine stress signals consistently find that dogs show more relaxed body language, softer ears, looser tails, during chest and side contact than during repeated head pats. So make this your new nightly hello. Offer your hand low, let them close the distance, then rub the chest or the side of the neck instead of patting the head. It takes the same 5 seconds you're already spending, just redirected. If your dog stiffens or turns their head away when you reach for the top of the skull, that's your cue to drop lower and let them lead. The next habit is about what you don't do. Picture your dog fully asleep on the rug, twitching a little, maybe letting out a soft, muffled bark mid-dream. Something in you wants to reach down and comfort them right then. Don't. Dogs cycle through REM sleep just like we do, and that stage is when the day's memories, including what they learned about you, actually get consolidated. Interrupt it constantly and you're not comforting them, you're fragmenting the very process that cements trust and learning. It also startles a sleeping brain out of a vulnerable state, and even a gentle dog can snap reflexively before they're fully awake. So the habit here is simple. When your dog is genuinely asleep, let them finish the cycle. Enjoy watching from where you are and resist the urge to touch. The one exception worth knowing, if a dream episode turns into real distress, whining, rapid breathing, thrashing, that's different from ordinary dream twitching, and it's fine to wake them gently by saying their name from a short distance rather than touching them. Now for the spot. If you've ever scratched a dog on the chest, right at the base of where the front legs meet the body, you've probably seen the back legs start kicking, the eyes go half closed, the whole body go loose. That's not a random reflex. That area sits close to a dense cluster of nerve endings, and it's also a spot dogs can't easily reach or groom themselves, which is part of why it reads as such a deep, trusted gesture when someone else does it for them. Behaviorists often point to slow, light circular scratching right at that chest point, or just behind the front leg along the ribs, as one of the most consistently calming touches you can offer. Use your fingertips, not your whole palm, small, slow circles, a few seconds at a time during your wind down together. Keep it slow. Fast, heavy petting reads as play energy, which is the opposite of what you want right before bed. And watch for the signs that it's too much. A stiffening body, a tail that stops mid-wag, a head turning toward your hand. That means stop, not push through. The last two habits aren't things you do to your dog. They're things you do near your dog. First, presence without demand. You might think nothing's happening when you're just sitting on the couch and your dog is a few feet away, half asleep. Something is. Dogs, like most social animals, only fully relax near individuals they trust, because relaxing means lowering their guard completely. When you sit nearby doing your own thing, not calling them over, not initiating anything, you're sending the clearest, lowest pressure signal of safety you can send. So build 5 to 10 minutes of this into every evening. Read, scroll your phone, whatever. Just exist in the same space without asking anything of them. The only rule is patience. If you keep closing the distance for them, you undercut the entire point. Let them choose to come closer, and over weeks, they will, sooner and closer each time. And the final habit is the one behaviorists consistently point to as the strongest nightly ritual you can build. A consistent, calm wind-down sequence, done the same way every single night. Dogs are creatures of pattern recognition, and a predictable bedtime sequence, the same few minutes of quiet interaction, in the same order, in the same low-energy tone, tells their nervous system the day is closing safely, with you, every time. This is where you actually chain together everything above. The soft greeting, a little mutual gaze, the chest scratch, some quiet time near each other, done in the same order each night. Behaviorists sometimes call this a settle ritual, and dogs raised with a consistent one-show, measurably calmer nighttime behavior over time, less pacing, less whining at the door, faster settling. So pick an order, keep it under 10 minutes total, and repeat it nearly every night. The caution here is consistency, not perfection. Missing a night here or there won't undo it. What breaks the ritual is randomness, doing it fully some nights and skipping it entirely on others with no pattern at all. So let's pull it together. 7 small things, every one of them free. The warm greeting voice that tells your dog it's really you. A few seconds of soft mutual gaze, offering your hand low instead of reaching for the head. Letting a sleeping dog finish their cycle undisturbed. Slow scratches at that chest spot they can't reach themselves. sitting nearby asking nothing, and a repeated nightly ritual that stitches all of it into one sequence your dog's brain learns to expect and trust. Here's my honest advice, the same thing I tell every client. Don't try to install all 7 tonight. Pick 1, maybe 2, do them consistently for a week, then layer in the next. Trust with a dog isn't built in one big gesture. It's built in small, repeated deposits, night after night. One important note, because these habits assume a healthy dog, they're not a substitute for veterinary care. If your dog's nighttime behavior suddenly changes, new restlessness, pacing, avoiding touch they used to enjoy, excessive panting at rest, or a sudden reluctance to settle at all, that's often a sign of pain, anxiety, or an underlying medical issue, not a personality shift, and no amount of ritual will fix it. That's worth a call to your vet, not a longer wind-down routine. And if you've been doing the head pat, big excitement version of bonding for years, don't feel any guilt about it. You were showing love the way you were taught to. Your dog was just waiting for you to speak their language instead. The fact that you're here, watching a full breakdown of how to do it right, tells me everything about the kind of owner you already are. If this changed how you'll say goodnight tonight, tap that like button so this reaches more dog owners trying to get this right. Subscribe while you're here so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments which of these 7 your dog responded to first. I read every single one. Tonight, skip the head pat, offer your hand low, hold that soft gaze for a few seconds, and give them a slow scratch right at the chest. Take good care of them, and take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.